I'd like to welcome you all here. I'm Craig Waters, the President of the Upwey Tecoma Football Netball Club. I'd like to pass on a warm welcome to the Honourable James Molino, a Deputy Premier and Member for Monbulk, Councillor Andrew Fulliger, Stratton Ward Councillor from the Yarra Rangers Council, Mr Anthony Stewart, President of the Upwey Belgrave RSL and his committee members, Mr Mick Hill, President of the Olinda Ferny Creek Football Netball Club, Mr Graham Tuplin, Deputy Chair of the Outer East Football Netball League, Mr Ian Snell, Director, Dandenong Rangers Community Bank, along with our sponsors, players and supporters of both clubs. I welcome you all to the 2022 Anzac Day matches between Upwey Tecoma and Olinda Ferny Creek Football Netball Clubs. Our two proud Dandenong Rangers community clubs may be strong competitors on the netball court and football field, yet we are bonded by several common qualities. We love our community, we love our sport, and we love our country. Some here today may be aware of a family relative somewhere in the past on the family tree who lost their lives prematurely while serving Australia in our military. Others will be aware of family and friends that have served or continue to serve. Our clubs have many examples of members with military service, both historically and current. Our first coach, Frank Sticky Harris, served as a warrant officer in World War II, and the majority of our players in our first years were returned servicemen, having served in World War II. No doubt similar examples of military service exist in Olinda's rich history. Our two clubs wish to commemorate the memory and spirit of the Anzacs with this annual day of sporting competition between Upwey Tecoma and Olinda Ferny Creek Football Netball Clubs. I'd now like to introduce the Deputy Premier, the Honourable James Molino, to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Craig, to Craig and Mick and the two football netball clubs, Upwey Tecoma, Olinda Ferny Creek. Congratulations on commemorating and celebrating as we remember our Anzacs. Congratulations to both clubs. I was in Canberra last week. My daughter was competing in a softball tournament and we had a few days spare after the tournament, and we went to the War Museum and spent a few hours in there learning about, talking to the kids about the Western Front in World War I, where Megan's great-grandfather fought and was injured. But we also searched for a name, the son of a family friend. His name was Benjamin Renato, and he was killed in Afghanistan in 2009, 22 years old. And I wanted to tell that story because you look at the men and women from both clubs and you think about that age. And after a couple of hours, Megs and I, we went to the aircraft area where there were some couches, and we just sat down at the couch and we were talking about what a wonderful experience it was, but also how depressing it was at the same time. And this elderly gentleman that was sitting, a stranger, sitting next to us, heard what we were talking about, and he expressed it. He said, "The world hasn't learnt a thing." And we talked about the war in the Ukraine. And to me, that's why the War Museum in Canberra is so important, and why Anzac is even more important, because this is a day that we don't celebrate war. It's a day that we honour those men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice, and it's a reminder to all of us that we need to avoid war at all costs and only do it as an ultimate last resort. And hopefully one day the world will heed that lesson. But can I congratulate again, can I thank Upwey Tecoma RSL, Upwey Belgrave RSL I should say, Upwey Tecoma Football Club. Lovely dawn service this morning. I was at Monbulk RSL mid-morning. It's a beautiful day and we're here to celebrate a great game of footy and netball. But as we do so, remember our fallen Anzacs. Hope you have a wonderful Anzac Day, everyone, and thanks again for the opportunity to participate in this very special ceremony.
Thank you, James. Now introduce Mr. Anthony Stewart, the President of the Upwey Belgrade RSL.
Thank you very much for your kind words, James, regarding our service this morning. Seeing everyone here, understanding that we all have mates, that we respect, and we have their back. I'm going to try and deliver a poem. It's called My Mate, Lest We Forget. The flag's half-mast, my mate is gone, the grease too raw to share. My mind is blank, I cannot think, his loss is all that's there. To family that he left behind, I'm sorry for this day. I want to share how much he meant, but don't know what to say. They say he died for freedom's sake. In part, that may be true. I really feel his sacrifice was meant for me and you. It's hard to talk about a mate and sum up all he is. Those traits the Anzacs diggers had, these virtues were all his. He was a soldier through and through. He stood beside the best. With things that mattered on the field, be sure he passed the test. I always knew he had my back. He was a dinkum friend. His loved ones were upon his mind until the very end. We shared good times, we shared some bad. We laughed and reminisced. My mate sure was a lot of things, but most of all he's missed. I never told him what he meant. For this I do regret. But always will I honour him, my mate, lest we forget. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Anthony. Exceptionally moving poem. I'd now like to invite Upwey Tecoma Football Netball Club player, ex-Australian Army officer Major Matt Ford, to read the poem In Flanders Fields. Matt served in the Australian Army for 18 years, including tours of Afghanistan and peacekeeping tours in the Solomon Islands. This poem was written by Canadian doctor, Lieutenant Colonel John McRae, after a close friend was killed during the Second Battle of Upwey. McRae performed the burial service himself, at which time he noted how poppies quickly grew around the graves of those who had been buried. The next day he composed the poem while sitting in the back of an ambulance at an advanced dressing station outside Upwey. Matt.
Thanks, Craig. In Flanders Fields. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard among the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if you break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Thank you, Matt. I'd now like to invite Anthony back to the microphone to conduct the service.
My next job is to introduce the wreaths to be laid. Firstly, Mr. James Molino, if you could come forward and lay the wreath for me. Thank you, James. I'd now like to ask Mr. Andrew Fulliger to come forward and lay a wreath. If I can now have the presidents of Olinda and Upwey Tecoma Football Club and Netball Clubs to lay wreaths. I'd now like to ask everyone to stand for the delivery of the ode, please. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget. Thank you. I'll invite Craig back to the microphone to close our service today.
Okay, it's been a wonderful service, I think. I'd like to thank Anthony for conducting it. I'd also like to thank those who are here who have served our country. Thank all of you for attending the game. The conclusion of the senior men's game, the A-grade netball and the women's game, which will follow, Anzac game medals will be awarded to the best player from each club. Wish all the teams good luck. Just a little bit more luck for the yellow and black, I hope. Now I'd like to call the captains, umpires and Mr Graham Tuplin to toss the coin. Okay. Let the games begin. Enjoy the game.
Good afternoon and welcome to Upwey, Tecoma, up against Olinda, Ferny Creek on the where?
The Superdome.
Oh, the Superdome. Well, it's one of the most beautiful fields I think I've seen for quite a while. It's a lovely Anzac Day. We've had a lovely service and the players are getting ready. The umpires are waiting for that siren, making sure everyone's on the field, making sure all the kids are off.
Yeah, the kids off the field are what we're after.
Make sure we've got no streakers or anything.
Hopefully not.
My name is May, and today I am joined by Cameron, aka Pretzel.
Thank you, May. Good to be here again. Haven't been on the air this year, so good to be back into it.
And here we go for the first quarter. And we're off.
It's Chol up against Wallace.
And that is Olinda Ferny Creek. And got a bit of a scuffle, tackled there, held in by number 59, Matthew Scharenberg.
Yep, the ex-Collingwood player.
Well, poor guy. Poor guy having to wear the black and white, but looks
He's played in bigger crowds on Anzac Day, I'm sure.
I'm sure, but he looks far better in the red and white. Got another stoppage here. Olinda Ferny Creek out on the commentary side end. Olinda Ferny Creek in the 50, and that's a beautiful tackle there by number 5 of Upwey Tecoma, Andrew Bartels. Bartels.
Yep.
Okay, ball up again. Nice sling tackle there, held in. Beautiful tackle there by number 11, Patrick Rosier. He's one to keep an eye on today. Fantastic player. Tap out one by, was originally Upwey Tecoma and then Olinda Ferny Creek. And a free kick to Matthew Scharenberg of Olinda Ferny Creek in the defensive 50 commentary side. Kick up into the middle, danger zone. Contested footy, Matthew Rosier. And a big out there by Picaro. Kicking straight into the man, number 13, Glenn Costas. Upwey to number 11 from Olinda Ferny Creek getting that clearance, Patrick Rosier. And taken out there by number 21 of Upwey Tecoma, Daniel Wiles. Boundary throw in. Chol, it's a nice tap out there. Chol with the pick-up, off-ground ball. Nice pick-up there by Upwey Tecoma. Drop mark there by number 4, Carmine Porcaro. Free ball there, and a big fresh air kick by Jethro von Hess. And it goes through for a rush behind. Matthew Scharenberg in the defensive 50 pickup. Nice mark there by Olinda Ferny Creek, number 16. It's Tyler Baloney. Kick straight into the middle to number 24, Kelsey Curry, the skipper. Kelsey Curry gets it back for the first major of the afternoon. Brilliant play there, a nice 1-2 play. Score is Upwey Tecoma, 1 rush behind, up against Olinda Ferny Creek with 1 straight.
Well, it's a little bit of a scrappy start, keeping the play on the commentary side, which is always good for us, May.
Absolutely.
A few errors there by both sides led to turnovers, and Linda were able to open it up there and move it in for the first foray forward, ending up in the score to Curry. So it's Wallace against Scholl back in the ruck. It's one down there by Scholl. Bailey Oates gets the handball out to a teammate, but clean possession couldn't be taken. It's Olinda now through the middle. Keegan gets the one, goes for the 1-2 with Curry, but Curry decides to go a bit further out. Now the ball's come back here to Wallace. He plays on quickly to Scharenberg. Scharenberg kicking down the line to a leading player and taken there. Good play by Olinda. Gets the handball on quickly. Over there to Paddy Rosier. Kicks into the pocket. Ball is off hands towards the boundary. Upwey with some numbers here, but good pressure there by Olinda. Nearly out of bounds, but kept it in. Now Olinda have all the running through Keegan. Rosier has to step through one, go through and run into an open goal for the second on the board for Olinda Ferny Creek. This is a really hot start now for Olinda. They're able to use the ball much better in that passage of play and get their second on the board. So they went back to go forward, mate. They've got to make sure that's clean possession when you're doing so.
Absolutely. Last thing you want is a dropped mark or an easy turnover. You really need that flow of play, making sure that you're catching your opposition on the back foot. We go up again with Wallace and Chol. Scrappy in the middle, and it looks like Wallace has gotten it out. Oh, holding the man.
Going to go Linda's way.
That is for Lockie Taylor. Kicked, I think, 3 goals last week. Fantastic player. I actually know his auntie.
Oh, there you go.
I do.
Small world everywhere.
Absolutely. Sheldon Williams, shout out. Fantastic woman. And an ex-service woman as well. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant woman.
Easily within scoring distance here, mate. That's only about a 35 to 40 metre line. It's a small ground here at Upwey, the Superdome.
It's on the way and it's drifting to the right. So that's a behind there for Lockie Taylor. Playing out from the back by Upwey Tecoma, heading on the right-hand side. And that's a kick into the middle, and it's a fumbled mark by Olinda Ferny Creek on the tennis court side. And they've gotten it out of there, and it's a straight turnover to number 11, Bailey Oates. And that's a kick straight to Olinda Ferny Creek, and they're switching the play, and number 23 takes the mark, Oakley Jessup. He's having a look for his options. Nice uncontested kick to James Belly. Into the middle, lovely kick to number 35, Nick Keegan. Having a look at where he can go, he's still going commentary side. 2-on-1 to Upwey Tecoma, scrappy ball on the ground and held in by Olinda Ferny Creek. Ball up here, we've got Chol and number 26 Wallace, and that has gone out of bounds. We'll have another throw in. Chol and Wallace nominating for the ruck contest, and the ball is in. And they go up, and that was a tap out to Wallace, but number 10 of Olinda Ferny of Upwey Tecoma has got it, and we've kicked into and number 4 of Upwey Tecoma, Carmine Pocaro, has gotten a push in the back, got a free kick on the edge just outside of the 40-metre arc.
Slot them from here at training all the time.
He's run around, play on, and that is looking good, and that's their first on the board. Fantastic kick by Carmine Porcaro. A new addition this week. So he's gotten the call up and he's repaid the trust by the coaches and gotten them their first goal of the game.
Yeah, that's the favourite spot. A couple of kicks from there at the end of training, mate, right in front of the change rooms there. And obviously, even though being fairly new to the club, it would have done plenty of those. Ran around to his right nicely and just snuck it in the right-hand side goalpost there for Upwey's first on the board. It's Upwey 1 goal, straight 6 to Olinda, 2-1-13. Back into the middle, Wallace won that down to Keegan, but it came off hands, back into the hands of Chol, who kicks it up towards forward. Good spoil coming over the back there from Olinda. It's picked up by Scharenberg. Into the middle to Rosier. Good shepherd there by Wallace. Quick hands off to Curry. Curry straight down the middle now, but Upwey defending well out in front, and a good punch towards the brick wall boundary line. And it'll be a boundary throw-in just on the half-forward line for Olinda Ferny Creek, going towards the township end in this quarter. Upwey Tecoma going to the Vic Ressam stand end. Tapped down there in front by Olinda. Now off the hands to Keegan, snaps around the body, centering ball. Punch down there from behind by Upwey towards the boundary line again. We'll see another boundary throw-in. So after the first minute or two, the skills have gotten much better.
I think so. I think a few nerves for the massive Anzac Day clash. You know, the massive prestige of being able to play on Anzac Day sort of does get the heart pumping, gets your legs a little shaky. Hopefully they can sharpen up the moves now.
Yeah, a defensive mark's been taken here by Sammy Waters, captain of Upwey today. Kicks out towards the half back line, but it's the Upwey were outnumbered, but they're able to get the loose ball here through Van Morick. But his kick is intercepted. It's Olinda coming through again, and taking the mark there is Matty Rosier. He should line up for a set shot from about 35 or so out, and just a slight angle. Costly turnover there by Upwey. It's a bit of a risky kick out as well from the defensive line. Was to a 2-on-1. Matt Rosie now running in, shot on goal. Goal umpire doesn't move too much down there. And that is a goal, the third on the board for Olinda Ferny Creek in this first quarter. They're 3-1-19. Upwey Tecoma, one straight goal.
We've got a switch out in the ruck. Chol is heading into the forward 50 to be that nice tall option up front. Tap won by Olinda Ferny Creek. Ben Beecroft is the new ruckman. Up into Upwey's forward 50, number 33. Nathan Waterman has centred the ball. Nice contest and beautiful tackle by Upwey Tecoma. Number 47, Daniel Waters in that forward 50. Chol goes up for the tap and knocked out by Olinda Ferny Creek, but Upwey win it back in number 10, Ben Hinton. Kicks it out to the tennis court side, and a nice centering ball, top of the square, Chol, and it just goes through for a behind.
Put that down to Rush, mate. Rush behind.
Absolutely. It was a great contest down there.
Wary of the behind post as well.
Absolutely. That's an extra defender in there. Number 59, Scharenberg takes it on just inside the defensive 50 arc, or defensive 40 here at Upwey Tecoma. Kick down the line, big contest, big pack, and it is taken out by Olinda Ferny Creek. Nominating the rucks, believe we've got Ben Wallace in there, and number 29, Ben Beecroft in there as well. Olinda Ferny Creek are playing it back to go forward. They're going up the corridor, and that was a mark by Upwey Tecoma. Having a look around, going back, having a look at the options, running the ball through their defensive 50, crossing it to tennis court side. And again, up the line, and it just trickles out for a boundary throw-in. A lot of matchups here, a lot of brilliant matchups here. Really looking forward to seeing what Jackson Waters has got down in the back line, because he's going to have the likes of Lockie Taylor running down there, causing a few headaches. And it's thrown back in, and it is one out of there by Upwey Tecoma. Centering ball marked by Olinda Ferny Creek, and plays forward. Oh, and it was a 2-on-1 by the way of Upwey Tecoma, and now we've got the ball locked in, and we'll have a ball up. Pretty hard to try and win a 2-on-1 competition, but I wouldn't put it past the likes of Lockie Taylor to be able to win one. Got the ball up, and it is won by Olinda Ferny Creek. They're trying to get through the pack, and it is held in again. Nope, it's gotten out. Held in again, and it's going up by Beecroft. Marked by number 10, James Belly, and it is smothered by the man on the mark, getting a little bit too close for comfort there. Noah Dester, one of my favourites for Olinda Ferny Creek, set up Maddie Scharenberg to kick it into the forward 50. Number 3 for Upwey Tecoma, Jackson Waters, man who I mentioned before, got a nice touch there, and it has been a turnover by Upwey Tecoma to Olinda Ferny Creek. Smother, where they're out on their attacking 50, trying to look for an option, and Noah Dester in the township pocket. Absolutely fantastic. Having a look on at the goals now, probably a 45-degree angle, a little bit tight down at the township end. I really like Noah Dester. I think he's very underrated.
No, not from his junior stocks. He won the under-19 Division 1 League Western Ferris last year, mate, in the shortened season. Wow,
absolutely incredible. Loved his work last week. He's running in on that right foot. It's going to sway to the left a bit, and that is a goal. What an incredible shot by Noah Dester. One of the best last week, one of the best on, and kicked a sausage roll as well. He's heading into the ruck. And does he have a ruck contest yet? Just waiting for the ball to come back into the middle.
Yeah.
Looks like we'll have Noah Dester up against Chol. Fantastic matchup here. Really looking forward to this tap. And the ball is up. Won by Chol. Massive tap out. And it goes past, onto... And we'll see here what the decision is.
Was holding back near the centre square. It's going to go to Scharenberg.
So that's on the defensive 40 line. Having a look out, and he plays it straight across the field to the Vic Ressam side. And down the line, beautiful mark right on the centre by Olinda Ferny Creek, looking to start to cut it into the middle. Got a 2-on-1 in the middle there. Number 24, Kelsey Curry, their skipper, beautiful kick. And it's been won by Olinda Ferny Creek out the back, and it's just trickled over the line for a boundary throw-in. Kelsey Curry is going to be pivotal in this match. He's their skipper. He's kicked 1 goal already. His movement through the midfield is second to none. And the ball is up. Lockie Taylor is in there. It is coming out by Upwey Tecoma into the middle. Pick up by Upwey Tecoma into the forward 50, but no one is there. Easy mark for Olinda Ferny Creek. Coming commentary side. Got a mark there by number 23, Oakley Jessup. Quick clearance to Scharenberg, and holding here on the coach's side. And that there is what we call in the industry a hospital pass. Putting your teammates straight in the line of fire. Got quite a few white and red jumpers around, and it is locked in. It is locked in by Scharenberg. Yes.
Yeah, it was a very nonchalant handball there by Baloney, who just like he wasn't even playing a game of footy at the time. He just lazily handballed it off and put his teammate under all sorts of pressure. It was interesting with Desta in the ruck there against Chol, but they might be able to get this out. Yeah, good tackle by Chol. He's won a free kick for holding the ball in correct disposal against Rosier. Handballs off quickly here to hit and kicks up, but ill-directed straight to Scharenberg. That was Keenan hitting on that occasion. Schoenberg goes short, very short actually, to James Belly. Oh, intercept here. He made that very obvious what he was doing. Waterman's got it. He's within kicking distance if he had the legs on him. Kicks it up towards Waters in the pocket instead. Comes off hands over the back. Olinda had the numbers, but coming in and helping out well is Upwey Tecoma. And Scharenberg wraps up the Upwey player. We're going to see a ball up in the pocket there. Good tap down there into the attacking side from Upwey Tecoma, and there's holding the man paid here to Olinda. Didn't really need to give that free kick away in that position. Short kick out in the pocket. Finds Paddy Seymour. They're going to have to go long down the line now. It's going to be towards Millwood and Taylor. It's off hands out in front. Coming through there is Waters. Gets the handball out. Ball's keeping moving here. Good handball in tight here from Upwey. Errant hand there, accidental. And it clipped the Olinda player a little bit high, and he's going to receive the free kick. Nothing untoward in that from Peduto. And it's James Belly kicking across goal there. Finding Seymour. Seymour goes with a handball. Oh, errant kick straight into the corridor. It's Waterman coming through. He's had two of those in a minute. Kick around the corner here. He had a lot more time for Caro, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. That was a waste opportunity, mate.
That is absolutely heartbreaking, especially considering his teammate was running into the 40 and Picaro there called out to it, tried the cheeky snap, and it's gone out. Olinda Ferny Creek bring it back in, right in front of the Vic Rossum stand. Having a look for his options up the line. Got a nice contest here. And number 5 of Olinda Ferny Creek, Jonty Scott, does a nice kick there to Matt Rosier. Kicks it into the forward 40, and so close to a beautiful mark there by, I think, Thomas Millwood. And a snap. Sorry, that was Dale Rawman, number 55. Someone nicked his jumper, didn't they?
Yes, yeah, apparently. I think one of the under-19s have run away with it. Half-time in the reserves, it disappeared, so it's about when they leave. So he's had to wear the number 55 instead of the 21 now.
You'd be absolutely filthy with that. Absolutely filthy. But he's having a brilliant game to start off with. It is out on the tennis court side with a boundary throw-in. Chol up against Wallace. Chol jumping a little early. Wallace getting the tap, but Upwey Tecoma coming away with it. And an uncontested mark there for Olinda Ferny Creek coming into the corridor. They've got a free player there in number 23, Oakley Jessup. Coming down is Daniel Toma, having a look around, no real pressure, and going down the line and out on the full. Extremely frustrating. Had a few players leading to that boundary line. We'll have Upwey Tecoma bring it back in, having a look at the options. Got Stuart Hill bringing it in. Across the back line, having a look. Having a look in their defensive goal square. Having a look straight down to number 31. Simon Orenshaw. That there is a coach killer. That would... and it's Lockie. No mark called. Doesn't matter. Snap around the body. Got the kick anyway. Great goal there by Nick Keegan. His first of the day. I'm sure it won't be his last if he keeps running through the pack like that. Upwey Tecoma are really going to have to find some answers through the midfield. Upwey Tecoma have had a few uncontested kicks, but Olinda Ferny Creek are just all over them, completely all over them.
Yeah, just got to be a bit tighter with those options they're using. They're trying to use the corridor and open the game up a bit and not go wide and really create some scoring options, but they're just not hitting the targets there. So it's Beecroft back in the ruck now with Wallace, and a too high is being paid here, an advantage to Scharenberg. Olinda Ferny Creek going towards half forward now, coming out. Hinton ran through beautifully, missed the target again, but hopefully be able to run up his Peduto, and he just couldn't quite pick it up before he's hassled over the boundary line there by Cameron Horner, and it'll be a boundary throw in the half forward line for Upwey Tecoma, right in front of the Australian flag there, mate, up on the pole for Anzac Day. Throw in a little bit short. The player's standing a long way back, and the ruckman's tackled straight away to the ground. It'll be another ball up. No ruckman actually touched that ball, which just hit the ground, but Olinda have the numbers around the back of the pack. Kicked around the corner. Hinton might get onto this. No, he didn't. Off the feet there of Wallace, and it's a good 1-2 play, but tackling beautifully is Upwey. The pressure is high here on Anzac Day. Kick around the corner. No clear play there, but able to work his way to the front there was Lockie Taylor. That was good forward manoeuvring. Kicks long now. He's got Matty Rosie. He's got to turn around. He gets in front of the pack, off the hands. Keegan nearly going for his second again, but he's wrapped up straight away by Dylan Wilson. And we'll see a ball up about 15 metres out, directly in front of Olinda's goal. His first term here, and we've been going 24 minutes. Tap down. Oh, Nelson with pure strength. He's able to shrug off a tackler and just kick it round the corner. The big red. Angus Nelson, number 19, he puts on his first for the afternoon. And that's Olinda Ferny Creek's sixth. There's 6-1, or 6-2, with the rush behind there, we missed. And to Upwey Tecoma, 1-1-7.
Olinda Ferny Creek are just finding every sort of ball, every single play. They're really getting it into their forward 50 really, really well. Beecroft and Wallace, and that is Rosier getting it out. Nice contest there. Got Olinda Ferny Creek. Beautiful pick up there by Jonty Scott and tackled, holding the ball. Brilliant tackle. Thought he almost got free there. Beautiful tackle there by Andrew Bartils. Having a look around for his options, seeing if anyone is available. Kick up the line. Big contest. A few guys go up, and Olinda Ferny Creek come away with the ball. Contest again, hits the deck. Olinda Ferny Creek and Upwey Tecoma get the ball up into there. Oh, and that was a big hit there. We've got to play it down in the back, I believe. Slow to get up, a little bit ginger. Those ones always take the wind out of you, don't they, Pretzel?
Yes, definitely. That was going back with the flight of the ball, and just a player jumping in the marking contest behind, just got him a bit high.
Having a look at who is available in the forward 40. Kicking straight into the hot spot at the top of the goal square. No mark taken, falls out behind the pack. Oh, that is a beautiful goal there by Carmine Picaro. That is his second for the quarter and second for the game, and it is his first game with Upwey Tecoma. He's going to start becoming a problem, I think, just getting out behind the pack, shooting out, nice snap on that right foot. For all of you watching, they are the bright blue boots as well. Very, very fashionable, looking very nice. Usually you'd find the person with the shiniest boots, the prettiest boots, and you would tag them all day because they were easy to pick out.
I bet you they're not leather, though. I'm always a fan of the leather boots. They've always got to be leather. But yes, 2 goals and 1 out on the full.
Yes.
So he's had today. But that snap was much better than his first attempt. Ball's made its way back into the middle. Still Beecroft in the ruck against Wallace. No real switch in the ruck here for Olinda so far. And that is a quarter time here at the Superdome. A little pushy shove that hopefully shouldn't go too far. And the quarter time score is Upwey Tecoma 2-1-13. Olinda Ferny Creek 6-2-38.
We've got Josh Wallace up against Chol in the ruck, and the ball is up. Tapped by Chol straight to a contest. Number 6, Jethro Von Hess held the ball in. Patrick Rosier with the tackle, and the ball is up. Chol and Wallace again. Chol with the tap, and it is down, and contest in the middle of the field. Ball out to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma. Scrappy footy there in for Olinda Ferny Creek, and Sharonberg has the ball out on the tennis court side. Beautiful kick up to Thomas Millwood on the tennis court side, having a look around for options, choosing to go down the line again. Lockie Taylor in that contest up against Chol. And out the back for Olinda Ferny Creek, and an uncontested mark there for number 28, Percy Hyatt. Not like the hotel, but sounds the same, not spelt the same. And he's about, I would say, 30 to 35 metres out from goal on a slight angle. Right footer, and it is on the way. The umpire does a dance to the left, and it is a behind. That takes Olinda to 6-3-39, Upwey Tecoma 2-2-14. Number 21 for Upwey Tecoma, Daniel Wiles, plays it off and to Jackson Waters on the wing. Beautiful mark there by Daniel Waters. Playing in the middle there, Upwey Tecoma to number 20, Mark Perduto. Jackson Waters on the commentary side. Nice chip ball over there to Jared Von Mork. Having a look up the line. Beautiful kick to the 40. Contest there is at Sharonberg. Yep. What a star. I'd pick him back up. Give him a few games in the VFL. Having a look down the wing there. Beautiful ball to Oakley Jessup. Having a look down the wing again. Really hugging this commentary side. Beautiful contest. Beautiful spoil by Jackson Waters. Fantastic tackle. A double tackle there by Tyler Baloney. And Thomas Millwood as well. Having a look in the middle there and hitting the middle of the forward 40. Sitting there and waiting for his perfect moment was number 24, Kelsey Curry, their skipper. Unfortunately, hooks it to the left for a behind.
Captain's point.
Captain's point might be important. Upwey Tecoma are really looking to penetrate their forward 50, coming out from their back 50 and out on the full. Extremely frustrating, that one. Got a kick here from Oakley Jessup. Having a look at his options. He goes to the contest in the middle. Oh, and it's dropped there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Kick out of there by Upwey Tecoma. Paddy Rosier having a look around, dancing around, and Chol with a beautiful tackle. Try and take on Chol, and I think he'll take you down every day. Paddy Rosier is a fantastic player still, though, but Chol just had his measure on that one. Having a kick up on the commentary side, bounces just in front. And in the back, Yes, in the back there by number 8 of Olinda Ferny Creek, Cam Horner. Number 47, Daniel Waters has the ball to Jackson Waters, and a bit of a turnover there, but it may still fall Upwey Tecoma's way, and it is held in by Upwey Tecoma. Beautiful tackle there by Patrick Rosier to get that stoppage. We've got Wallace and Chol again going up. Chol gets the tap. Beautiful smother and tackle combination. Tackle by Percy Hyatt, smother by Paddy Rosier. We have a look on the boundary. Wallace and Chol again. Tap out to the advantage of Wallace. Olinda Ferny Creek kick it in on the commentary side. Spoil there by Marco Pajuto. Olinda Ferny Creek break free, and it goes over the top of Dale Rawman, and it is an Upwey Tecoma ball. Having a look there, Jackson Waters in the middle of the back 40 for him. Having a look, he's got some options on the right. He's got a couple of contests, and he's found a free man on the left-hand side, just in front of the Vic Ressam stand. Having a look up the line more, not wanting to go into that congested corridor. Beautiful contest there. And it just trickles out. Upwey Tecoma really finding it difficult to be able to get it past the halfway line and to get it into their forward 40. Chol gets a fantastic tap. No one there for the Tigers. Olinda Ferny Creek kick it back into their forward 40 with a beautiful mark by Lockie Taylor. Man on the mark is just outside the forward 40. I'd say have a shot. Why not? Might be just on the edge of his range, but I think he might have it.
You know, should be kicking from 45-50 in that position. Our way of going the chip kick options a lot in this quarter. Might have been a direction from quarter time to try and hold on to the ball a bit more. It's come off hands, that kick. It fell about a metre or two short and has gone through for a rush behind to Olinda. They move on to 6-5-41. Upwey Tecoma 2-2-14. We'll be going 7 minutes into this second term. The other thing I was thinking about, May, as well, is getting their coach, Stuart Hill, a little bit further up the ground. I think he's a little bit wasted there on Rawman. He might be better having a go at switching on to onto Taylor and having Waters go back and run off Rawman a bit more. But the other one you'd want to man up is that man Scharenberg. Just get somebody to stand with him all day, because he's put the ball back into Olinda's forward 50 from an intercept mark. Upwey do have the numbers here. His bit of bump as he kicked was the Upwey player. It's come off the hands of Hinton. Picked up now by Curry. He's having a bit of an influence this quarter as well. He's had a couple of those little round the corner kicks. Noah Desta does one as well. And running into the goal square and taking a fortuitous mark is that man Lockie Taylor. And he's going to have a set shot from the top of the goal square directly in front. Going for his first goal of the afternoon, and he puts it straight over the goal umpire's head. Easy shot there for Taylor. And now 7-5-47 Olinda Ferny Creek. Upwey Tecoma 2-2-14. 8 minutes gone. Yeah, Upwey definitely, when they've been trying to move the ball out of the half-back line this quarter, it's been chip, only very short kicks. Not looking to go down the line. Think they're being hurt on the turnovers there, but the chip kicks are not quite working out for them as well. They haven't been able to get it past the halfway mark. So now the ball back in the middle. Desta is in there against Beecroft. Desta doing the backup ruck duties when Wallace is having a rest by the looks of it. Young man who can jump. Good tackling there by Olinda. Keeps the ball into the centre circle. Keegan busting his way through the pack. Great hands in short there by Desta. Olinda have worked this out by a couple of good handballs. Desta attacking it hard, but Upwey are allowed to get their hands on it, and Beecroft just floats one towards half forward. Oh, bounced awkwardly there for Oates, and that man, Scharenberg, is able to mop up and switch across to the outer side. Got a player running through the middle there. Going to kick it straight down the line, but ill-directed. Oh, after 3 juggling attempts, Waters takes the mark, but the kick by Olinda was going for Taylor, but he went one way and the ball went the other. Gone the 1-2 in the handball here with Upwey trying to break this line. Get it into their forward line now. Lucky they went short because Olinda has 4 men back against the 1 Upwey forward. And that 1 Upwey forward is Waters. A good lead out. And they were a bit stationary there, Olinda, those backs that were down there filling the hole. And Waters was able to find a way through, and he'll now have a shot from 45, 50 metres out directly in front, going to the township end in this second quarter. Daniel Waters moving in now. Kick on the way. Goal umpire does not move at all. That is a much needed goal here for Upwey Tecoma in the second quarter. And they are now 3-2-20 to Olinda Ferny Creek 7-5-47.
Upwey Tecoma scoring a brilliant goal there. Scharenberg is probably one of their best defenders for Olinda Ferny Creek. Massive get for Olinda Ferny Creek. It is kicked out of the middle by Upwey Tecoma, and it is spilled there by number 63. Kick on the way, and that is back-to-back goals. That one there for Glenn Costas. Back-to-back goals now for Upwey Tecoma. Perhaps the township end might be the scoring end for this game. Olinda Ferny Creek having a look at their defence, working out what happened. Attempted pack mark, drops to the ground. Glenn Costas comes out, beautiful snap on the right foot for the goal. Come back into the middle for Wallace and Beecroft. And it's up, tap towards the, and that is a high tackle there by Josh Wallace. And Upwey Tecoma get it into there, forward 40, beautiful kick there by Andrew Bartils. Straight to the waiting hands of Nathan Waterman, uncontested mark that one, and now he's having a look on at goal. I'm not going to say anything about the kick. Don't want to put the commentator's curse on it.
Don't do a Leo.
Would hate to do a Leo. One Olinda Ferny Creek player standing on the line as Waterman makes his run in. And it is slid just to the left.
Yeah,
for a behind. Okay, and now Olinda Ferny Creek are looking to take it out from the goal square. Having a look at a play on there, kick out of their defensive 40. Contested, massive contest, and it is held in by Olinda Ferny Creek. And we'll have a ball up here. Beecroft and Wallace. Beecroft gets a tap down to waiting Upwey Tecoma player, bounces off to Olinda Ferny Creek, and it is held in. We'll have another ball up. Beecroft and Wallace again. Beecroft gets a tap out to the back. Bit of a wayward hand pass. That is a beautiful kick there to a contest. Oh, and is that a deliberate? Yep, that is. So that was a deliberate against James Belly. Upwey Tecoma looked to bring it in through Simon Orenshaw. Massive contest there at the edge of the 40. Oh, and that was a massive head-high hit there on James Belly. He's still down. That hit was by, I believe, Ben Beecroft. We'll just wait here while he gets some attention from the trainers. Beecroft's been doing well in the ruck. Haven't seen Chol up in the ruck this quarter.
Yeah, he's been on the bench. He's just come back on the ground.
Looking to see him probably be a tall option up front. He can pretty much outmark almost anyone on the field. James Belly is heading off after that head-high hit from Beecroft. We'll just wait till he's off the field. Getting a pat on the back there from Sharon Berg, and he will be replaced by Oakley Jessup. Okay, Olinda Ferny Creek to take it out of their defensive 40. Sharon Berg on the boundary there. Good matchup, that one. He will be up against Chol. Looking forward to seeing that. And a kick down the commentary side. Beecroft with the spoil. There we got Daniel Wiles. Beautiful run through the pack there by Bailey Oates, and an uncontested mark by Callum Beattie. Switches it to the tennis court side, and over the back there it goes to Tyler Baloney. Linda Ferdy Creek trying to get it through the pack, and an uncontested mark there to Jackson Waters. Having a look at who his options are. He's got an uncontested and now contested. Beautiful mark there on that tennis court side for Upwey Tecoma. A kick to no one really, sort of more to space. Carmine Porcaro taking it out there. On the tennis court side, we've got a boundary throw-in right on Upwey Tecoma's forward 40. Chol gets the tap backwards there to Andrew Bartils. Marks up, no mark taken, spoiled by Olinda Ferny Creek. They clear it to the middle. Goes to Upwey Tecoma, who bring it back into their forward 40. Who's there? Olinda Ferny Creek. Goes straight back, and it is on the wing opposite the commentary. A few uncontested marks they're stringing together here now. Really going to have to mark up there. Upwey Tecoma really have to look at those options. At the back, Lockie Taylor was there. It's on the deck, hot footy. Jackson Waters clears it and finds an option in Simon Orenshaw, gives it back to Jackson Waters into the forward 40, and what a mark there by Daniel Waters. Waters to Waters. Guess you could almost say it's a coast to coast. Waters to Waters.
A little bit wavy sometimes too.
Absolutely. Lining up right in that pocket. Shots on.
He likes it.
Loves it. Absolutely loves that shot. That is his second goal. Upwey Tecoma is starting to stage a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, with the, last three unanswered goals here have gone to Upwey Tecoma, so this is exactly what they need to keep this game alive. And they've been able to actually hit their targets with those flowing kicks to try and get into their forward line. Just catching Olinda out here a little bit. That one was an over-the-back one as well. That was marked by Waters. So it's the two opening ruckmen back in the middle, and it's Wallace here who gets just boot on ball, goes out towards the boundary line though, and it will be a boundary throw-in in front of the tennis courts. So it's Upwey Tecoma 33, Olinda Ferny Creek 47, 18 minutes gone into the second term. Boundary throw-in. Chol over the back, knocks it down, but it's Wallace again nearly trying to get the clearance, but now it's in the hands of Chol if he can pick it up. Gets a little tap back towards a teammate. He's wrapped up straight away by Olinda. A scrappy play on the ground, but handball comes out here to a Curry. Curry around the corner. Good kick there to Nelson, using his body well in front, but it's Upwey with the crumbing numbers. Oh, a dangerous kick over the back to the Coach Hill. He handballs back to Waters. Waters now looks for a player. He's got gone coming here. Desta from the front, but it's good mark over the top here by Upwey. Chip down the line towards the leading Waters. He's come up from full forward to the defensive side of the wing for that one. He got an open space in the middle. He's gone for the switch. It's a slewy barrel, but it's come off to a teammate there in Bartels. Bartels goes short to the coach in Hill. Hill chips it over the top, doesn't hit a target. They've got the overlap player here though, Upwey. Chip into the forward 50 and another mark. He can line up for another set shot here, and that is Simon Orenshaw. That was a kick that was lucky to come off, but it opened up the play for them. They were able to get the overlap player, the outnumber, and find a player in there, forward 50. Orenshaw comes in now. It's gone away to the right. It's not going to score. It's going to be punched off hands through for a rushed behind. It's Upwey 5-4, 34. Olinda Ferny Creek 7-5, 47. Kicking's taking place now. Straight down the line go Olinda into the middle, and a mark here by Lockie Taylor. Lockie Taylor looking short. He's found a teammate directly centre wing. I think it's Frankie Seal out there. And now he's found the captain in Curry. Curry goes long, but Upwey had the numbers. Could have nearly tried to mark that Waters, but goes for the double fister straight into the Vic Ressam stand for a boundary throw in. Joel just knocks Taylor out of the way and gets the tap down. Good work out in front, kick around the corner. It's not far enough, play on called. Back into the hands of Olinda. Bobbling around everywhere out there on the other side. Curry with a clean hand now. Got the handball over to, I think it was Seal. Just wait for him to turn around, but that's his flying shot on goal has gone through for a bind. It was Frankie Seal, wearing a different number today. And playing on now, Waters straight down the middle. There is absolutely no one there for Upwey, and that was not a free kick you want to give away for pushing the back, because there was 3 or 4 Olinda players behind that contest. Absolutely not one of Upwey's at all. But it's now into the hands of Carmine Porcano. He goes long down the line. It's a bit of a helicopter kick. It's over the back of the pack. Where's somebody running through here for Upwey? They couldn't get anyone. Wallace handballs it out wide. Finds Curry. He's running both ways fairly well this afternoon. Goes out towards the boundary line. It's a pretty good option for them in that case. And out of bounds for a boundary throw-in near the bowling club.
Looking at the boundary throw-in now, we've got Chol up against Wallace. The tap out favours Olinda Ferny Creek. Kick to no man's land. Jackson Waters of Upwey Tecoma picks it up. Oh, and that looks like below knee contact. Apparently not. And it goes out for a boundary throw-in again. Chol and Wallace ruck matchup. And it goes in. Wallace gets the tap. I believe that was a Rossier coming through. Lockie Taylor, beautiful pick up for Olinda, loses the ball. And on the rebounder, Upwey Tecoma, and they are going up the tennis court side on that wing. Beautiful spoil there by Olinda Ferny Creek, and now Olinda Ferny Creek have a chance to respond. Lockie Taylor with the pick up. Rossier with the kick to the top of the goal square, and it is punched through for a behind. Upwey Tecoma coming out to the commentary side. It's 2-on-1 contest there favouring Olinda Ferny Creek. And we've got a ball in. Wallace and Chol covering some serious metres with these stoppages. And it is up favouring more of Olinda Ferny Creek, and straight into the hands of a waiting Paddy Rossier. And a mark there by Upwey Tecoma. Beautiful save there by Daniel Wiles. And now they are out scoreboard side. And it is a turnover. Sharon Berg has had an absolute blinder today. Paddy Rossier straight to the waiting arms there.
Nelson.
Of Big Nelson.
You look so much better, Nelson.
Big Angus Nelson already has 1 goal. You think pretty much straight in front, having a look around. 4 Upwey Tecoma boys hanging out in the goal square. 1 just in front, certainly outnumbered in the goal square there, Olinda Ferny Creek. But they don't even have to worry about that because Angus Nelson has kicked his 2nd goal. Boys are getting around him. Chol and Wallace heading back to the centre circle. 24 and a half minutes gone here in the 2nd quarter at the Superdome. Upwey Tecoma 5-4-34, trailing Olinda Ferny Creek 8-7-55. Chol and Wallace back in the centre circle. Ball goes up. Chol gets the tap, holding there. It is going to... was going to be called advantage, then brought back. Ball is going to number 13 of Upwey Tecoma, Glenn Costas. Getting it out there in front of the Bowls Club. And beautiful mark in the defensive 50 by Olinda Ferny Creek. Having a look at his options. Of course, reliable Paddy Rozier covering both ends, as always, there for the mark. Has a look out on the wing for one of his teammates. Uncontested mark, having a look at more options. Having a look, does he risk the cut in the middle or goes down the line? He's going down the line. We've got a contest there. Slight push in the back, but just all in the name of footy. Upwey Tecoma have the ball, kick it back into the centre. Always a risky kick into the centre, but it has paid off. Having a look at the leading forward. Beautiful spoil there to end the quarter by Noah Desta. That's half-time at the Superdome. We have Upwey Tecoma 5-4-34, trailing Olinda Footy Club 8-7-55. We've got Olinda up 8-7-55 against Upwey Tecoma 5-4-34. Upwey Tecoma win the centre bounce with it heading into the forward 50, and it has come off the boot there of Upwey Tecoma. Extremely frustrating, just bouncing off that foot. Free kick here for Olinda Ferny Creek. They're having a look up the line. Lockie Taylor under that ball, just pushed under there by Sammy Waters. Boundary throw in on the centre wing tennis court side. We've got Beecroft and Wallace in that ruck contest. Upwey Tecoma come out with it, tackled quickly. Olinda Ferny Creek come out with it, turn it over, and it is held in there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Stoppage there. We will have Wallace and Beecroft in the jump. Tap out there to the advantage of Upwey Tecoma, and they've just taken it out of bounds. As they say, 3rd quarter's premiership quarter. We'll see how each of the teams handle it. And it is tossed back in. We've got Wallace and Beecroft, a little bit offline, and we'll redo that one. And it's tossed back in. Wallace and Beecroft shimmy under, and it is Wallace that gets a tap straight to an Upwey Tecoma player. And it stacks on centre wing. Oh, holding the ball. And it is kicked to open space. Olinda Ferny Creek with a little dribble out. Stacks on. How's the umpire going to see it? No prior. And we'll have a ball up here. Wallace and Beecroft. And Upwey Tecoma take it out of that clearance. And we've got a shot on. Beautiful goal there by Mark Peduto with the beautiful pink boots. and the boys get around him. And we're heading back into the middle now. I'm just waiting for the ball to go back into the middle. And Beecroft with the tap, but it goes straight to an Olinda Ferny Creek player. Kicked off the ground by Upwey Tecoma, and it makes a few metres. Matthew Scharenberg there taken down, gets the ball just out, and ooh. And it's on for young and old now. Upwey Tecoma getting the Olinda Ferny Creek getting the ball out. Scharenberg held off the ball, not called by the umpire. Olinda Ferny Creek with the kick in, going back with the flight, and we've got a shot on goal going to those. Carmine Porcaro now has 2 and 2, that being 2 goals, 2 out on the full, on the same spot. Spectators of the Vic Ressam stand have been getting up and close and personal with the footy as Carmine Porcaro has kicked it out on the full towards them on both occasions. Olinda Ferny Creek are trying to find a way out of their defensive 40 here through Patrick Seymour. Having a look what he's got up the line. A little more inboard. And beautiful mark there by coach and player Stuart Hill of Upwey Tecoma. He's having a look at his options. Obviously, the coach can never make a bad call. So any kick he makes, any choice he makes is a great kick. Although that went out. Exactly. Captain Sam Waters needs to jump higher when receiving a ball from his coach. We now have a boundary throw in right in front of the commentary. Got Beecroft and Wallace, and it goes to an Olinda Ferny Creek. He got it out, but not soon enough for the umpire. We have a ball up in between the centre square and the 40. Beecroft gets the tap. Advantage here to Upwey Tecoma. And that is a beautiful punch by Patrick Seymour. Oh, and that is a Bunana straight into the post by number 54 of Upwey Tecoma, Jai Sheehan. Looks very silky out there. Lovely blue ASIC boots. I've got a pair myself. Very crisp. Played out here by Olinda Ferny Creek. Beautiful pick up there by number 20, Mark Peduto. Held in there by Jackson Waters. Can they get it out? Olinda Ferny Creek are trying to get it up the wing. Oh, and taken high. Kelsey Curry takes number 20, Mark Peduto of Upwey Tecoma High. Has a look in those beautiful pink Nike boots. Having a look for his options. Who's he got? Oh, and he's taking the player on. Oh, and he's spinning him everywhere. Which way is he going? And he gets a little push afterwards for a little bit of extra sauce on that. And we've got a shot now. Carmine Porcaro, our 2-2 man, 2 goals, 2 out on the fulls. Having a shot in the pocket right in front of the commentary. Let's have a look how his kick will sit. Running in nicely with the number 4 on his back, and he's swinging out to the right, and it is going to stay right, and it is rushed behind. Number 4, a very lucky number. Not only do I wear it, but also Marcus Bontempelli, one of the greatest footballers to go around right now. Olinda Ferny Creek looking to bring it out of their goal square. Going to play on, taking advantage of that stand rule. Oh, and a dropped mark there, and then a high hit by Oakley Jessup. Dropped mark and then hit young Andrew Bartels high. Andrew Bartels hits it into the forward 40. Dropped there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Beautiful play on there by Daniel Toma, taking it out of the defensive 50. Finds a player finds young Percy Hyatt, not the hotel. We now have Captain Kelsey Curry taking charge in that centre, finding a player, uncontested mark on their forward 40 in Lockie Taylor. Olinda Ferny Creek now having a shot on goal. This will be their first shot of the second half. Trying to extend their lead at the moment. They're only leading by 13 points. This is probably within his range, hopefully. Not too much wind down here at the Superdome. Swinging to the left, and it is through for a behind for Lockie Taylor. Really wanting to lock it in now, Olinda Ferny Creek, as Upwey Tecoma take advantage of the stand rule. Getting a few extra metres. Beautiful spoil there by Paddy Rosier. And it is held on there by Andrew Bartils. Then we'll have a ball up. We'll have Wallace and Chol coming in. Fantastic matchup, these two. Throws it up, and Upwey Tecoma get it, and it is held in there by the beautiful pink boots of Mark Peduto.
Holding the ball.
Oh, holding the ball. Oh.
Oh yeah, every time.
One player you don't want it in the hands of is Patrick Rosier, as he pumps it into the forward 40. Upwey Tecoma hand it straight back to Olinda Ferny Creek, who hold it in for a ball up. Chol and Taylor for this matchup goes to Upwey Tecoma. Tries to take the players on, tries to sell some candy, and it does not pay off. Free kick to Olinda Ferny Creek in Patrick Rosier. Bit of a tight angle down to the township end, but I think he might have it. He's got the silky skills that everyone wants to have. Fantastic player. Let's see how this pans out. Got a few boys standing in the goal square and on the goal line, making sure that no matter what happens, they can knock it through for a rush behind. Just going in slowly. Paddy Rosier, close to the man on the mark. And it just slides right for a behind. Take it quickly out of the defensive 50. Does Upwey Tecoma up the tennis court wing. And that is a beautiful mark there by Manny Scharenberg, one of my new favourites. But a turnover quickly into the hands Von Hess. Come out now, commentary side, and that is a beautiful mark there by Daniel Waters. Getting it into that, a little bit of a barrel. Beautiful floater straight to Carmine Porcaro. With the beautiful blue boots, most likely a synthetic rather than a leather. No dubbing on those bad boys, but we'll have a look at how he goes. Again, 2-2 for Mark Perdudo, but that is 2 goals, 2 out on the full. Not 2 behinds, unfortunately. Let's see how he goes for his next shot on goal. Making sure he's holding the ball correctly. Making sure he's going to get a nice drop. Is he going to run around? Slight run around. And it is going from right to left. A little movement by the goal umpire, but he has now made it 3-2. 3 goals, 2 out of bounds on the full for Carmine Porcaro. Upwey Tecoma inching their way closer and closer to Olinda Ferny Creek's score. Who are Olinda Ferny Creek going to put in for the ruck contest? It looks like Noah Desta, one of my favourites, is going to be in up against Beecroft. Let's see how this one plays out. Olinda Ferny Creek really need to find some more penetration and get a few saucy rolls on the board. Tap out favours Upwey Tecoma, and they're on the run into their forward 40 and held in there. No prize, says the umpire. Will have a ball up. 12.5 minutes gone in the Premiership quarter, third quarter here at the Superdome. Ball up favours, well, no one really. It's held in again. And you've got an in-the-back call for Olinda Ferny Creek. Who are they going to look to raise the temperature here? Paddy Rosier kicks it out onto the wing on the tennis court side at the Superdome. Olinda Ferny Creek really looking here to put the pressure on, see who they can hit. Lockie Taylor with the safe hands, having a look at who he can hit. No one really in the back. Oh, and it's floating through. It's dribbling. Got to get that rush behind. Don't want to risk it. Got to kill that ball dead. Great choice, Upwey Tecoma. Get the ball back, reset, and try and have a shot of their own. Heading out towards the tennis court wing, centre wing. Ben Hinton with the ball on that wing. Having a look around, seeing, does he risk it? Does he go to the middle, or is he going to hit the wing? He hits it straight to Keenan Hinton, who goes backwards, but for a switch of play. Jackson Waters out there screaming for the ball, but nothing coming. Instead, he chooses to go to Bailey Oates, who then goes to Nathan Waterman, goes to Jackson Waters, has a look in. Got a man on the run there. Oh, contest there. Olinda Ferny Creek get out of trouble again. They look straight up the wing to Dale Robin. Nice bump there by Upwey Tecoma. Incorrect disposal by Olinda Ferny Creek. Very unfortunate there. Turns it over, does Nick Keegan. Upwey Tecoma have the ball, and they look out there to Beacom.
He's actually in 63.
63, Liam Beacom. And a turnover there in the centre. Sharon Berg, one-on-one. Lockie Taylor just out-bodies the Upwey Tecoma defender for a shot on goal. Pretty much dead in front to the township, and if you are watching the stream, it is to the right of your screen. Taking his time here, umpires making sure that everyone is out of the protective zone. Hate to give away a 25-metre penalty to give a sure goal. Lockie Taylor goes in nice and carefully, very calculating, making sure that it's like every other kick he's done at training 1,000 times, and unfortunately it slides right. It's another behind for Lockie Taylor. That takes him to 1-3 for the game. Upwey Tecoma have a look at their options, and they hit their player on the defensive 40. They decide a dangerous switch, and it does not pay off. Hits it straight to an Olinda Ferny Creek player in Percy Hyatt, not the hotel, and he's hitting the, oh my goodness, what a mark. I'd almost be tempted to call that uncontested. No one else went up with him.
Yeah, they didn't go up to punch it. They were worried about the body contact, and didn't go up to punch the ball away there, Upwey.
Absolutely terrified of big Lockie Taylor. He is on a 45-degree angle. I'd say probably 15 to 20 out from goal. Kick he's probably done 1,000 times in training. On the right foot. She slips, she slides straight through the middle. Great goal, Lockie Taylor. That takes him to 2-3. And Olinda is now, once they update the scoreboard, that is going to be a very precious goal in this game. Upwey Tecoma looking to lift again as Olinda go 9-11-65 to Upwey Tecoma 7-6-48. 16, almost 17 minutes gone in the third quarter. Upwey Tecoma having a quick chat in the middle, making sure that they know where the hit's going. We've got Wallace and Beecroft in the middle there for the ruck competition. Little injury concern here for Carmine Porcaro, number 4. He looks like he's got a little bit of a shoulder issue. That right shoulder looks like it's been heavily strapped. Oh, his elbow now. That's really unfortunate to see. Tennis elbow, perfect place right across from the tennis courts. And we've got a free kick here for Upwey Tecoma. Hopefully they can use this to build on. And that is a beautiful mark there by Ben Hinton. Having a look at his options in the middle, he has got number 54 in Jai Sheehan. It's a big up and under. Big contest there, and it is taken there beautifully by number 33 in Nathan Waters, but he has been taken down. Number 23 for Olinda Ferny Creek has got it and holds it in. That was Oakley Jessup. A few boys in there. Having a look, Wallace and Beecroft. Beautiful matchup. Tap straight down. Not favouring anyone really, but Upwey Tecoma look as if they can get it out. And it is held in again there. Glenn Costas of Upwey Tecoma getting that ball in. Beecroft and Wallace up again. Beecroft gets the tap, Wallace goes back in. Gets it out the back. Beautiful up and under here. Who is going to mark it? No one. Beautiful contest there. Shot. What a fantastic goal there by Blake Burrows. His first of the afternoon. And that was a nice quick reply to the Olinda Ferny Creek goal that they got just before. It's becoming extremely tight here. Only 11 points in it. Upwey Tecoma 8-6-54, trailing Olinda 9-11-65 as we go back to the middle. Wallace and Chol now. Chol coming back into the ruck contest, seeing if his height can add a little bit of an advantage in that ruck contest. And they go up. And it goes to Olinda Ferny Creek. Stuck in the middle there. Paddy Rosier gets held up and we have another stoppage. Pretty much back where we started it before. Beautiful tap there by Wallace. Might have gotten a little boot into the shin. Scharenberg tried to get it away, but does not. They get advantage. Upwey Tecoma take advantage of that free kick and their advantage play on, and that is a goal to Simon Orenshaw. That is his first for the afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 points in it now. That's exactly what you want on an Anzac Day or any game of footy, is you want a close match. That is 5 points now. Upwey Tecoma 9-6-62, Olinda 9-11-65. Not too much of an issue for Porcaro and his injured arm or elbow. He goes back into the forward 40. Looks like he got a little bit of a rub down, probably feeling a lot better. Get the jelly out of the legs. Paddy Rosier kicks it out of the middle. Lockie Taylor almost picks it up for Olinda Ferny Creek. Ooh, could be an argument for a below the knees hit as it goes over the boundary for a throw-in. Down in the forward pocket for Olinda Ferny Creek, the ball is thrown in. It is Chol and Taylor in the ruck there. It is legs and arms everywhere as the ball is trying to get out. Upwey Tecoma have the ball. They go down the tennis court wing, and it is a high contact against Olinda Ferny Creek to the advantage of young Ben Hinton. He goes straight down the wing into the waiting hands of Daniel Waters for that beautiful contested mark, going for a risky in the middle to Jackson Waters, who has pushed up the field a little bit, takes advantage of the stand rule, gets an extra cheeky 15 metres, has a look to Porcaro, who doesn't get the ball. It goes to Olinda Ferny Creek, who are looking to get it out of their defensive 40. Quick hand pass game is a good game. A wayward hand pass to your captain in Kelsey Curry is never what you want. Lockie Taylor has come down the field, gets it out of the contest, gets it along the ground. Angus Nelson gets a beautiful ball down to Matty Rosier, who has a look into the forward 40. Olinda Ferny Creek go up, but unfortunately it goes through for a rushed behind. 6 points in it now, 9-6-60, Upwey Tecoma, Olinda 9-12-66. 22 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter. Looks as if Jackson Waters is having a look around. Who can he hit? Goes up tennis court side to a beautiful mark there by Daniel Waters. Waters to Waters, coast to coast. Having a look down the wing again, seeing if there is anyone waiting. Unfortunately, two Olinda Ferny Creek players have spoiled each other. They are on the same team. Unfortunately, they've taken each other out. An Olinda Ferny Creek player has unfortunately had a sherbet put on him. Never a fun time. And a mark taken here by John T. Scott. Having a look around. And uncontested mark straight to the opposition. In Upwey, Tecoma. Uncontested mark here to the pink boots man, Mr. Mark Perdudo. Having a look at who's around, who can he hit, who's leading. Perdudo goes into the forward 40. Oh, beautiful pick up there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Hand pass does not come off. Chol gets a hand pass through, does not come off again. Bit of a stacks on situation at the moment with number 24, Captain Kelsey Curry, on the bottom of the pack with the ball. Go to a ball up. We've got Chol and Wallace ready for the ball up. Tap one by Chol, but is taken by Captain Kelsey Curry. Gets the ball away to number 28 in Josh Wallace. Kicked down by Paddy Rosier. Number one coach of Upwey Tecoma, Stuart Hill, gets the ball, gets it out as fast as possible. Number two for Upwey Tecoma, Blake Burrows, has the ball and takes it over the line for a throw-in. A lot of metres covered here by the rucks, quite a few stoppages. We've got Chol and I think that might be Taylor going in for the ruck. Yes, Taylor gets the tap. Knocks it to the top of the arc in their forward 40. Oh, beautiful hit by Noah Desta. No prior opportunity, says the umpire. Beautiful hit by Noah Desta in that contest. Taylor and Chol go up. Chol gets the tap. Goes straight through Olinda Ferny Creek's hands. A throw or holding the ball there. Incorrect disposal there by Upwey Tecoma by the beautiful pink boots of Mark Perdudo. Got a kick here by Captain Kelsey Curry. He's got 1-1 so far, looking to double his goal tally for today. Olinda would want to have a bit of a buffer. Runs around to the right. Unfortunately, does not get the carry. Olinda Ferny Creek still have the ball, and they turn it straight over to Upwey Tecoma. With a wayward hand pass, it goes between Olinda, then to Tecoma, then back to Olinda. And a free kick now.
It was out of bounds and he kicked it away, so time-wasting free kick.
Oh, time-wasting free kick. Ball goes over the boundary. Give it to the umpire. Don't try and kick a sausage roll because it won't count anyway. And you get a free kick called against you. So, Upwey Tecoma out of the defensive 50. Pretty much straight back to Olinda Ferny Creek, who tap it down to Upwey Tecoma, who are coming through the wing on the tennis court side at the Superdome. 2-on-1 contest there, favouring Olinda Ferny Creek, and it goes out. We've got a throw-in on the tennis court side, centre wing.
Thrown out. Wallace has the front position. Chol tapped it down from the back. Upwey player lost their feet. Now it's free ball. Keegan picks it up, tries to spin out of trouble. Couldn't take the ball with him. Curry got it and got the handball over to Scharenberg. Scharenberg into the middle. Now here come Olinda. They need some clean possession now like they had in the first term. It's out wide. It's found, I think that's Beattie. It is. His kick into the forward line is over the head of Rawman. Good tackle there by Rosier. It's come out in the tackle. Rawman's got to be a bit quicker with his decision making there. Olinda just get the handball away, coming through, spinning around, getting a kick up in the air. That'll be no mark paid. Sammy Waters, it slips down at the inopportune time as well. Noah Desta was in there trying to get it out for Olinda. And Upwey now with some numbers are able to clear, but only the centre line. Olinda have the numbers there, but it's Scharenberg has pushed it forward, but into where there was 3 Upwey players coming through. Now Upwey's in a bit of trouble with Olinda having the numbers. It's all number lines. It's like playing that game of soccer in the table and the foosball. It's like playing foosball. There was foosball lines there for each team, and we're going to ball up pretty much directly in the centre of the ground. With Olinda wanting a bit more ascendancy going into this third three-quarter time. They get the clearance there, and it's in the hands of Rosier. Rosier looking for the leading Taylor. That time it goes over his head. Coming through there is Keegan, gets a kick on it, but the full playing the quarterback role there, or the last defender role was Waters. This time he finds his teammate out wide, and Peduto has it in the flashy pink boots. Half-back line for Upwey. He's just got to wait for a few teammates to run forward. Goes with the chip kick out wide again to allow more time for them to do so. So Olinda have run back and defended well. And that kick is a result of that. And it's intercepted here nicely by Rosier of the Patrick kind. He finds Scharenberg all on his own in the centre square. He kicks it up. A little bit of holding there, but taking the mark now, playing on. He wasn't sure the mark was paid, and it's come off hands for a behind. Half a split second later there, he would have been able to go back and had a set shot. The whistle was just that little bit late. That's a lot of 6th rush behind on the board for Olinda this afternoon. Score goes on to 9-13-67. Upwey Tecoma 9-6-60. Jackson Waters looking for options. He's going to go to the coaching box side here, grandstand side here at Upwey Tecoma. But his kick didn't reach the distance he was after, and not pushing hard enough there was Beacom, and taking the mark there in front is Lockie Taylor. Kicks to the hot spot, and player out in front. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it. I think that was Keegan. And there's a free kick paid here. It's going to go the way of Upwey. I think that was maybe a throw, May?
I think so, incorrect disposal.
Incorrect disposal. So Upwey can relieve. We've gone 29 and a half minutes in the third quarter. Won't be too long now till the three-quarter time siren, I wouldn't have thought. Not a huge amount of goals kicked. A couple of flurries from Upwey early. Not a lot since then. And there we go. There is the siren. Just pretty much on at 30 minutes. So looking forward to a cracking last quarter, mate.
Absolutely can't wait. It is only 7 points of difference. Upwey Tecoma 9-6-60, trailing Olinda. Ferny Creek 9-13-67. We'll see you for the fourth quarter. Welcome back to the Superdome at Upwey Tecoma. Here ready for the fourth quarter. Olinda are up by 7 points. We've got Beecroft and Wallace in the ruck contest. And it looked like it was about to get out through Andrew Bartels, but then it was held in by a beautiful tackle by Patty Rosier. Beecroft and Wallace go up again, and Olinda Ferny Creek with the ball. Kelsey Curry trying to get through, but unable to. Comes back for the third stoppage in the short 30 seconds that this quarter has been going for. Wallace and Beecroft go up again. Wallace with the tap. Wallace with the ball bouncing straight back into his arms and held in again by Bailey Oates. We go up again with Wallace and Beecroft. The ruck starting to tire slightly with their fourth ruck contest. Beautiful tap by Beecroft. Kick off the ground by Upwey Tecoma, and a clearance onto the commentary side wing. Dribble ball there by Jai Sheehan has been determined as a throw-in, slightly controversial, but I don't really mind it, to be honest. Coming in now on the commentary side, in the pocket for the Upwey Tecoma Tigers. Ball is thrown in. Beautiful tap there by Upwey Tecoma. Comes down to Olinda Ferny Creek. Big mark there, but slight drop right at the crucial moment. Lockie Taylor coming down in through the middle. Plays it back to a teammate. Unfortunately, falls straight to Ben Hinton, who plays it off there. And just touched over the line. No, out on the full. To bring it back in, Olinda Ferny Creek having a look at options up the line. Coming down, Beecroft and Wallace. Beautiful spoil there by both parties. Coming in the middle now, Olinda Ferny Creek having a look at how they can get it out. Unable to get it out, it falls out. Not enough for the umpire. Ball up. Wallace and Beecroft match up again. You think that they'd have to be getting tired now. Ball goes up. Players go up over the neck there by Bailey Oates on Patty Rosia. Going straight to the top of the 40. Beautiful mark there by Coach Stuart Hill, the man that can do no wrong, the man that cannot be dropped. Mr. Stuart Hill having a look at what his options are. His only option is Jackson Waters. It is touched there by Olinda Ferny Creek. He goes along the deck. Patty Rosia. Came off the boot of Jackson Waters. That is a free kick to Upwey Tecoma. Kicks it straight back to Coach Stuart Hill. Kicks it straight into a contest. Beautiful pick up there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Juggles it, goes to Upwey Tecoma, having a look outside on the tennis court side. Fumbles the hand pass. Pick up there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Back to Upwey Tecoma. About to go through the centre is Peduto. Bumped off the ball. There is Peduto. Downfield free kick to Upwey Tecoma. Beautiful spoil there by number 2, Patrick Seymour of Olinda Ferny Creek. The ball has gone out. Throw in there in the forward pocket. Coach's box side and commentary side on the township end in the forward 40 for Upwey Tecoma. Ball comes back in. 2 go up. 1 comes down with it. Upwey Tecoma. Snap on the left by the big ruckman. Big 63, Liam Beacom. 1 point in it now. I'd be starting to get nervous if I was Olinda Ferny Creek. Noah Desta coming on, most likely to replace Wallace in the ruck. Needing that tall, agile ruck option. Upwey Tecoma 10-6-66. Trailing Olinda Ferny Creek 9-13-67. Beautiful tap there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Goes to Upwey Tecoma. They slingshot it back. Commentary side. Touch there by Olinda Ferny Creek and held in by Upwey Tecoma. Trying to get the ball out. Unable to. Noah Desta hovering there ready for the ruck contest. He and Beecroft ready. Umpire making sure. Beautiful, beautiful tap there by Beecroft. Ball in hot contest. Kick into the 40 by Glenn Costas. Big contest. Number 4 in. Oh! Number 4 for Carmine Porcaro with a behind.
Oh, the net post.
Sliding through that right behind area. Coming out from the back, Olinda Ferny Creek. Chol in there as well, ready for the mark, unable to get it. Scharenberg is there. His hand pass goes to an Upwey Tecoma player. It was touched off the boot of Jackson Waters as it went out. Boundary side throw in, just in front of the Olinda Ferny Creek bench. Chol and Noah Desta. Chol just bodies Noah Desta out of the way. Noah Desta ends up getting the ball. Upwey Tecoma have possession, holding it in, diving slightly on the ball, but umpire doesn't believe that he had prior. Number 54, Jai Sheehan on the bottom of the pack there. Noah Desta and Chol having a look at the ruck contest here. Noah Desta, beautiful tap out. Olinda Ferny Creek trying to find an answer to the pressure that Upwey Tecoma putting on. They get out on the side through Percy Hyatt, not the hotel, to Maddie Rosia. Unfortunately goes over the boundary line, tennis side at the Superdome here in Upwey, Tecoma. Throw in now, Noah Desta and Chol. Beautiful touch there by Noah Desta. No support there though. And number 20, Mark Perduto of the Upwey Tecoma Tigers gets a kick into the front 40. We then have a pick up by Olinda Ferny Creek, dropped at the crucial time. Sharonberg plays it back to their defensive goal square. Beautiful play out there to Oakley Jessup. Having a look at who his options are. Does he have anyone free up the wing? If so, who? Goes down. He's got Rawman down there. He's got a few players down there. It might bounce over. Oh. Holding the ball there. Nick Keegan going. He's got it completely unrestricted. Big goal there over the top of the defender, Jonty, over the head of Andrew Bartils to the waiting arms of Matt Rosier for a goal. Olinda Ferny Creek are up now again by 7 points. Very much a goal-for-goal game at the moment. Upwey Tecoma 10-7-67. Olinda Football Club 10-13-73. 6 points in it. Chol and Desta back into the middle. Midfielders making sure that they've got their partners in crime and their matchups. Baduto is unmarked out the back and it goes straight to him from the tap of Chol. Bit of an up and under. Goes out to number 54 of Upwey Tecoma. Baduto comes back in to get the ball, kicks it straight into Olinda Ferny Creek. They go out on the wing, left foot, commentary side, straight in over the neck. Not seen by the umpire. High has been called to an advantage of Olinda Ferny Creek. A long ball into... long kick there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Number 35, Nick Keegan, was touched over the line. Now 7 points in it. Upwey Tecoma through Jackson Waters, looking at who to kick to. Nice little chip ball there to Bailey Oates. Where is he going to go? Is he going to risk it down the corridor? No, he's going to go to the beautiful pink boots of Mark Perduto. Has a look in. Is he going to risk it going down the middle? No. Nice short kick to Jackson Waters there. Has a look around. Is anyone on for him? Is he going to risk it through the middle? Is he going to do a switch? He's going to risk the switch. Straight out in front of his coach, Mr. Stuart Hill of Upwey Tecoma. He plays it off to number 31, Simon Orenshaw, in front of the Super Sopper. Hits it to the forward 40, where Upwey Tecoma have quite a few numbers in there. Pick up off the ground by Upwey Tecoma. Olinda Ferny Creek pick it off the ground. Goes over the boundary. A few calls there for incorrect disposal. Umpire says, no, let's ball it in. Get on with the game. Noah Desta is in. Massive flurry by the players. Big stacks on. Another stoppage. Liam Beacom in for Upwey Tecoma for the ruck. Switching out a fair bit. And we've also got Noah Desta. Tap one by Upwey Tecoma. But it goes over the line for a throw-in. Just in front of the Super Sopper. Always handy to have around a footy and cricket club, especially on those wet days. Don't want to end up in a muddy patch. Throw in now, Chol and Desta. Common matchup today. Handball over the top by Olinda Ferny Creek, trying to break through the 2 to 3 Upwey Tecoma players that seem to always be around them. Contest, Peduto gets it to the forward 40 for Upwey Tecoma. They try and pick it up. Potential holding the man there. No, not called by the umpire. Stacks on, and we have a stoppage in Upwey Tecoma's forward 50. Upwey Tecoma with the ball at the top of the 40. And a beautiful, and a dropped mark right on the 40, but then a goal kicked there by 47 of Upwey Tecoma. Daniel Waters, that takes him to 3 for the day. That is an extremely important goal because we are now, ladies and gentlemen, 1 point in it.
Well, it's going to be who can perform under pressure here for Karcher in the last few minutes, May.
Yes, absolutely.
With Upwey Tecoma 11-7-73, Olinda Ferny Creek 10-14-74. They're going 12 and a half minutes in this last quarter. And Chol and Desta, the big jumpers in there. Desta wins it down, but straight to Peduto. Now coming through, Tom Millward has been a bit quiet in the second half. He's got a handball out in that occasion, but couldn't quite get it. Was his teammate. Now coming through is Costas. Costas finds the lead open there for Daniel Waters, and his chance for a second in 30 seconds here. How important are these centre clearances, especially for the forwards? Even though we don't have the 6-6-6, mate, they still line up that way, so it leaves open forward lines on occasion. And Daniel Waters, can he perform under pressure right in front of the Karcher sign? On this occasion, no. He gets up behind. It's his first blemish of the afternoon, though. He's done well with 3 goals won. Him and Carmine Porcaro have 3 each for Upwey, and there's 2 each to Matty Rosier, Lachlan Taylor and Angus Nelson for Olinda Ferny Creek are all the leading goal scorers. Liam Beacon also has 2 for Upwey. Playing on now is Toma from Olinda, kicking up towards Wallace. It comes off the pack. Beaker off there. Good left, just a quick left foot kick to sort centre half forward. Comes off hands. Bailey Oates gets it. Another quick kick onto the left for boot. Out in front, and another contest comes down in front. Olinda had some numbers, but an errant handball there. Couldn't get it out. Upwey couldn't pick it up on the way through. Players diving on it everywhere. Coming through. Nice little bit of play there for Peduto. It's come off hands. Anyone running in the open goal square? Just that man, Matty Schoenberg, who's had about 50 touches this afternoon. Errant kick there. Good smothering defence by Upwey, but that kick was also a bit smothered and picked up by Seal. Seal now finds the player in Percy Hyatt in front of the Olinda coach's box. He's looking for his options. He's going to have to go down the line. He's got Nelson and Taylor here. Taylor goes up against 3 up from Upwey, but they've got some crummers there too. Von Hess picks it up. Handballs over his head. It's only towards Taylor, but the captain in Waters fortuitously just puts it on the boot. And Costas takes the mark. Now he's got Hinton on a lead. Hits him up nicely. Now this one's got to be to a forward. No, he's got cramp there by the looks of it. You can see the little... looks a bit tight, that hamstring. He goes for the kick anyway, and he goes straight down the ground. It is cramp. He's got it to set half forward, but Linda have the numbers there to mop up in the back line. Hinton's come off the ground, and the ball's gone over to Jonty Scott on the outer side. Linda now looking for the lead of Nelson. Nelson's going to have to take on the 2 or 3. Upwey got the front position. Couldn't hang on to the mark, though. Ball's come down the ground near the boundary line. Waters, little cute kick to try and find a teammate running past. Didn't quite happen. It's close to the boundary line. Nelson's tackled, and it has gone out of bounds in front of the Super Sopper, May. From one of the older golf courses around the area. They picked that up, and they definitely need it in the wetter months here. Beecroft and Wallace. Beecroft over the back, gets the tap down to the front and follows up with a good smother on Scott. Coming through there is the man who's had a lot of it in the second half, Peduto for Upwey Tecoma, but his kick has found, that's Beattie. He gets the quick handball to Scharenberg. Scharenberg goes out wide to Oakley Jessup. Linda's got to get some runners coming across this way or go back through the middle. Will they try that at this dangerous point in time? They go down the line towards the captain. And a juggling mark there taken by Keenan Hinton. Yeah, and you moved off your line. You were called to play on. Good work by the umpire. Over the top of Beacon's head. The sun's playing havoc in some of the players' eyes as well. Waterman's out there. He's had a really good second half Upwey as well. That extra second and third option up forward. Kicked it up. It's been touched off the boot. Play on is called. Scharenberg dodges and weaves and gets through anyway. He's got a player out here in Rawman. Puts the one hand up, but front on contact's been paid. Upwey trying to push back. and get in that contest, giving away the free kick. And Rawman find a target. He's got one out the back in Cam Horner, but he might not get that distance. He goes with the big left foot into the pocket towards Taylor. Waters got the front position. Samuel comes over the top. Taylor did well in that contest as well. Came down with Upwey in the numbers though. That's just a kick up in hope. A bit of a push out there against Scharenberg, and it has been paid. He got the front position in that marking contest. He's gone and played on. Now he's got to look inboard. Goes on his left and just finds, I was going to be Stuart Hill, but he got called out of it by Hinton, which was lucky, otherwise they would have spoiled each other. Goes over the top of the head of Peduto, but lucky Costas is there. He's able to pick it up and get it to that man Peduto. Now he's got a player out on the wing. This is Simon Orenshaw. The double back by Waters. No, it wasn't. It was Pulcaro. And he held on to his player in that contest after he couldn't get it. I think it was below the knees or a little. He feigned to his leg there, the umpire. So free kick to Tecoma. Kick out wide, finds Jessup. Half back flank. Looking for options. He's got Rawman on. Rawman's got the lead. Now he has to stop and prop, but still gets the left mitt to it and drags it in. He's going to go on his left foot as well. It is a up and under hospital ball and sits under it nicely as Sammy Waters. He's got some options here. There's 2-on-1 on this wing pocket area. He goes longer to the leading Waters. It's off hands. There's Hinton. He's got it out in front. He needs to turn around. He's run a fair way, but gets the handball back. Now we've got somebody leading into the pocket. He's got the height advantage. Couldn't hang on to it though. And Francis Seal did all right there, just to put some pressure on that. And Beacom just couldn't find his feet to get that mark. And the ball's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 19 minutes gone in the last quarter. Scores are level. Throw in there, comes over the back. Bit of a sling tackle, and this time it's actually been paid for the first time today. Possible couple of extras of those earlier in the day. We'll let go, but that one has been paid, and rightly so. James Belly's going to take the free kick, and there's a 25-metre penalty here as well. And playing on now is Belly. He's going to get it into the forward line. And a good mark there by Taylor. Had the drop on his player with the quick ball movement into the forward line. And cramp and fitness issues all starting to come into this match now, mate. There's quite a few players from each team now stretching out. As the chill and the frost starts to come in over the ground as well. Late in the day here at the Superdome. Lockie Taylor, can he perform under pressure? Kick on its way. It's fairly straight and accurate. That's a great kick there by Lockie Taylor. And he now has his third. He's the leading goal kicker for the afternoon. He has 3-3 for Olinda Ferny Creek. Puts them as 6 points up on the Community Bank Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It is Olinda Ferny Creek 11-14-82. Upwey 11-8-74. 21 minutes gone into the fourth quarter. Bring us home, mate.
Thank you. We've got Chol and Wallace in the middle in the ruck contest. Tapped out by Chol. Olinda Ferny Creek hold it in. Upwey Tecoma get it out. Having a look to get it forward. Trying to get it forward as quick as possible. Having a look. 1-2 handballs everywhere. 1-2 handballs everywhere. Turnover there. Holding the ball. Advantage has been paid. Olinda Ferny Creek have got the slingshot now. And the ball's heading out. And we've got a stoppage right in front of the commentary. Having a look at where the two ruckmen are, Chol and Wallace. Both of them have had a pretty big game. Wallace has held up a majority of the ruck contest for Olinda Ferny Creek, slightly heading to the right, favouring Olinda Ferny Creek more, but Chol gets the tap, covering a lot of space is Chol. Upwey Tecoma gets it. A sneaky little kick off the back heel You would think it was almost watching FIFA World Cup. Upwey Tecoma off their defensive line, gets the kick off. A beautiful, so close to being a mark there for Olinda Ferny Creek. Beautiful ball here through the middle, straight through with Nick Keegan, getting it to the forward 50. Beautiful contest there by Upwey Tecoma to their advantage. They're trying to get it. Handballs out. Handballs. Jackson Waters has been taken down, holding the ball. That is a free kick to Olinda Ferny Creek. Setting up here. Bit of a hard angle. Will he go for the snap? What is he going to do? A lot of pressure here for young Percy Hyatt.
Just stake the hotel on it.
Oh, I don't know. Well, would you stake a hotel on a Percy Hyatt kick? I think I would. A few of the fans are starting to make some noise, seeing if he can keep his composure. Bit of an average kick and it hits the post. Lucky he is HYETT Hyatt and not Hyatt Hotels, and you're staking your hotel on it. You would have lost it pretty quickly. Upwey Tecoma looking to bring it out from their defensive 40. Olinda Ferny Creek have the numbers, but they are not able to hang on to it. No shepherd put in place for Olinda Ferny Creek. Quick turn over to the man with the pink boots. Beautiful kick up forward by Ben Hinton. Mark taken by the man, the myth, the legend.
It was Belly.
He's been covering a lot of Ks today, Belly. Rosia out in front of the tennis court and Super side at the Superdome. Having a look to try and get it into his forward 40. Just outside. Stuart Hill goes up, doesn't take it with him. Olinda Ferny Creek trying to battle to get it out. Chol there with the tackle, takes the player down. Ball held in by Olinda Ferny Creek, and we've got a stoppage in front of the tennis courts in the forward side for Olinda Ferny Creek. We got Chol and Wallace up for the ball up. Tapped by Wallace down to an Upwey Tecoma player, taken out then by an Olinda Ferny Creek player. Back again for the exact same type of boundary throw-in, the exact same spot, I believe, in front of the Upper Ferntree Gully Medical Centre sign. Heading towards the right, Olinda Ferny Creek get the advantage of the tap. It is then hit into Rosia. Lockie Taylor is standing there. Lockie Taylor stands under it. Beautiful mark, 45-degree angle. I'd say about 15 metres out from goal. Tight angle. Right in front of the Vic Ressam stand, where a lot of Upwey Tecoma fans and players are standing. Going to take one of his best to be able to kick it. A lot of noise here at the Superdome. Going to try and keep his head. He's going in, a lot of jumping, a lot of man on the mark jumping action, and he misses it completely out on the full on the other side. Coach Stuart Hill takes it from the pocket, kicks it into a dangerous area. Even numbers, close mark, almost a mark taken there by Olinda Ferny Creek. Beautiful kick there by number 16, Tyler Belloni, held in there in the forward 40 by Upwey Tecoma. Ball comes out. Olinda Ferny Creek are looking to make the most of it. Rosia gets it high. Much to the chagrin of the home fans of Upwey Tecoma. They are watching. They cannot believe the call that has been made, and dissent has been made. A very, very contentious call of a 25-metre penalty, and Patrick Rosia gets his second for the game. Minutes are ticking away now for Upwey Tecoma. They are going to have to dig deep and put their best game on right now. They are 13 points down. Upwey Tecoma. Oh, there's some afters. There's a few afters in the middle there. A little bit of argy-bargy for the celebration, I think. No one's very pleased with that. And there's going to be a free kick straight away to Olinda Ferny Creek, I believe, for that little altercation. Never pays to be heated. Taking it over there is Patrick Rosier. Kicking it over there to one of his teammates in front of the tennis courts. Having a look at who his option is. Kicking it short. Nice little push there. Nothing coming of it. Having a look at who his options are. Do you risk it? Kick it straight in the middle. Kicking it to the middle of the goal square. Oh! Matty Rosier hanging out in the back. Gets the footy. Sneaks it through. Soccer goal. Sign that boy up for the World Cup. My boy, you've got a ticket to Qatar. I hope you enjoy. What a goal. The frustration is showing now for Upwey Tecoma. They're starting to lose their heads a little bit. They need to pull it in. As the clock winds down, we have just ticked over 28 minutes into the fourth quarter here at the Superdome. We've got Chol and Wallace in the middle. Wallace with the tap out. Beautiful pick up there by Olinda for free kick to Upwey Tecoma. And a 25-metre penalty. A kick now for Jai Sheehan. Just outside the 40, about just off in front, and he goes for the shot. Straight down the middle. 20 and on the siren as well. Unfortunately, that goal came a little too late for Upwey Tecoma. They finish off the game 12-8-80. Falling ever so short up against the might of Olinda Ferny Creek, who have bounced back from their 7-point loss to Powtown last week. So Olinda Ferny Creek 13-15-93 to Upwey Tecoma 12-8-80 here at the Superdome. A heartbreak, you'd think, for Upwey Tecoma after pushing through in that second quarter, really pushing through and giving Olinda a run for their money. Fantastic work, Olinda clinching that in the end. Obviously, as we saw, 25-metre penalties are costly, and that is the last thing you want to do on a small ground like this.